welcome to this evening's episode of Evenings with Sid, episode 2. This one has much better lighting, don't you think? So tonight, we're going to discuss some very important things. First, let me read you something. How about that? I will read you something that I've written recently. Love me, so I don't have to wake up. Love me, so I don't have to put on my makeup. Love me, so I don't have to take the pills. Love me, so I don't have to give a shit anymore. Love me, so I don't have to try anymore. Love me, so I don't have to make any phone calls, read any fucking books, talk to anyone else anymore. Love me, so I don't have to love myself. Love me, so I don't have to stare in silence as I drive down the empty street alone. Love me, so everything I do is inconsequential. Love me, so I don't have to care. Love me, so I don't have to be aware. Love me, so I don't have to second guess. Love me, so I don't have to think for myself. Love me, so I don't have to rule the world. Love me, so I don't have to be afraid. Love me, so I don't drink so much. Love me, so I don't have to love myself. Something I've just written, obviously, recently. I've not performed it at any of my performances for spoken word. The best way to describe it to people to where they understand is that, obviously, I think I mentioned this in my previous episode or in another poem. If you don't love yourself, you can't love anyone else. And the whole point of that entire writing that I have just read to you, to all of you, is that people are trying to fall in love so that they can give up. It goes along with settling. They're afraid, like I've mentioned. They're scared. Everybody's terrified, all that fun stuff. And not everybody falls into this category. So I'm sure there's plenty of you out there watching this video that don't feel like you would approach love in this manner, but many people do. They approach it with a need, They want the attention. They need the desperation, someone to love them. Like, love me so that I don't have to love myself, because if somebody else does it, then why should I care? Like, I don't need to care anymore. Someone else is doing it for me. And that's not how it works. There's so many people that say, oh, well, when I find love, then I'll start doing the things that make me happy, or I'll start doing the things that I should do in life, being responsible, whatever it may be. They can't do it until they've fallen in love. And each time that they do think that they've fallen in love, yes, they do, start getting inspired or amped up those, areas of their life. They're more responsible, they do those things, but, and that's good, but even so, I mean, and obviously we have both types. We have people who will, follow through, and people who just slack off entirely, but you should never rely on love from someone else to make you who you are. To make, like, you should automatically love who you are, and if you don't, like, there are so many things you need to change. I mean, when I was young, I went through a lot of times where, I absolutely did not like myself. Like, there were so many aspects about me that I was like, oh man, and I'm not saying now I think everything is great either, but it's like, obviously we all go through it as a teenager, and, even the young adult stage, so it's like, it's almost everyone, goes through those different levels of insecurity, and this and that, wanting self-validation, they want to be recognized and known for whatever it is that their effort is in life, whether it be artistic, whether it be just having a job, just, doing this or doing that. Like, they want somebody to recognize that they are good at that and love them for it. You know what I mean? I've had a lot of people tell me about how, like, oh, well, I'm a good cook, like, I'm good at, these simple little things, why doesn't someone just love me that way, even though I do have this problem and that problem, and I'm not happy with myself, and I'm in a terrible place in life. I do have these good qualities, and if I had another person, I would be able to expound upon those qualities and be an even greater person, and I just don't, like, I will never advocate for it. This is definitely a more serious episode. I often like to do comedy, but at the same time, it's like, this is a message I feel like is very important for humanity at the moment. We're not, I mean, obviously, I talked about detachment in the previous one, which we have a lot of that, and, with that comes, all this desperation. We're in such a, hurry, and, like I said, we are unwilling to take the time to love ourselves, do the things that make us happy, I'm gonna get a drink of water. Please hold on. Oh, that was positively delicious. I don't know if you've had water before in your life. It's pretty good. I'm rubbing my eyes because it has been a long day, and that is a normal thing that people do. It has been a long day. I mean, I definitely want others to understand the importance of intimacy and of, loving yourself first. Like, first you have to be fully happy with who you are. You have to be like, yes, I have this in control, I have that in control. Like, no matter what it is, you don't have to live up to someone else's standards. It's not about that. You don't have to be the most gifted person, you don't have to be the richest, you don't have to be the most good looking according to fucking Hollywood, or, whatever it may be. You don't have to be good at any particular thing, you just have to be good at life and enjoying it. Like, find what makes you happy and pursue that to the fullest. It doesn't matter what it is. It could be welding. You could just want to weld for the rest of your life. Like, I know a person who does that and loves it, and that's beautiful. Like, obviously people need to do that, we need all the different, outlets in the world, and whatever it is that makes you happy, the world needs that. And so you need to, I don't know how to stress that more, but you really need to be able to find that within yourself, whatever it is. don't look at a celebrity or even somebody like me, that has a lot of different things that I do, and stuff. Don't look at that and say, oh, I need to be like that person, because that's selling yourself short. You're just saying, oh, well, this person must have had this advantage, and this person this and that. They're just talented, and they just have, it's like, man, we were all born with nothing. Like, the only difference is our mind, like, and not, like, creatively we're all different. But what I'm saying is, it's the willpower. You have to have the willpower to overcome, no matter what it may be. Like, you tell yourself, when you're a little kid, who knows how old you are watching this video, but when you're young, no matter what age you are right now even, just think about it. Be like, what makes me happy? What do I like? Like, what do I really like? And if you don't know, you need to spend some time by yourself and figure it out. I had to do it. Like, I spent, obviously, all my kid years living with my parents, so I didn't know for sure what I liked, There was some things, but it was influenced by them a lot. And it's a good thing. But, like, then I got on my own, and I didn't get on my own. I lived with roommates for years. So it's like I was very influenced by them. And then when I took probably about 4 months where I was completely alone, I didn't hang out with anybody, like no friends, I went straight to work, straight home. That was all I did. I did do a little bit of art, like, during that time, but not really much. Like, it was mostly just, work and sleep, and I might watch, like, Fight Club on occasion. But I think that was when my uncle came over and took all of my, like, the Twilight series, when it was big and it was a thing. Well, one of my friends gave me all the books as, like, a gift, because she thought that, I might like them. I hadn't read them. And obviously I'm not a huge Twilight fan, but yeah, I just had to remember that. Like, that was an interesting memory. I haven't seen my uncle in a very long time. But, to get back to the point, that was definitely digressing. It's just, you have to find, right now, either spend some time alone, like I did, for several months. I remember sitting there on the couch, and I was like, what is it I really like? Do I like to watch these movies? Do I like this music? Like, this is all stuff that I've heard from somebody else showing me. I didn't get to go out and discover any of it yet. Like, I was like, 19 or 20. No, 20 and 21. It was right in between that time. And it was just such a nice time to be able to sit back and kind of create my own little space. It was definitely a beginning, for sure. Like, it was nothing like, me now. I don't even know that person. It's very interesting, It's like I took that time to self-reflect, and then I went back out. I lived with people for a while, and then spent more time alone again. And I think, to find yourself, you have to be alone, because, then you realize what really appeals to you. And, like, you're not going to have that fear of judgment. You're not going to have that this or that. There will be influences from people, but it's okay. That's still you. That's what you liked out of what they showed you, And you can still discover your own stuff that way. Like, it's great. So that's my whole point of this broadcast. Like, it's not intended to be a long one. Just mainly, remember that loving yourself is the greatest thing that you could ever do for yourself and for anyone else that's in your life. Because, regardless of what you believe in, like, you have to love yourself, and, the being that you are in, like this, you are something beautiful no matter what you look like, no matter your age, no matter your culture, your race, your sexual orientation, nothing. Like, none of that shit matters. It's who you are, and that's the whole point. Just be all of you that you can possibly be. Whatever it may be. It doesn't matter. You want to write? It doesn't matter if you think everybody hates it. I used to have that huge problem with my art and my speaking and my music and everything, I was, and I still get like, it's not, there's so many artists out there, they're so much better than me, but at the same time, like, I'm just like, why not, you have to go for what you want in life, and it makes me happy, so it's like, I know that if I can do it, and I had that much self-doubt, like, I had so much self-doubt, I gave up on art and every single thing entirely, and I just sat around, and did normal stuff that people do, and stuff, and then I woke up one day and I was like, no, like, I'm tired of this. I'm going to express myself the way that I've always wanted to. Like, this is something about me that I want to do. I look up to these celebrities, whoever, other, Charlie Chaplin, people like that, people throughout the years that have been great artists, Prince, David Bowie, etc., eccentric people, and so that's me. But it could be different for you. You could look up to, an astronomer. You could look up to Neil Armstrong. You know what I mean? Just be you. It doesn't matter how big or small your dreams are. Achieve them. Please. Absolutely achieve them. With that, good night.